unsuccessful. Oh my, Ashley. The atmosphere is intense in this area.
What? What do you mean?
The smell. It's overwhelming my sensors. You are so lucky to be inside of me.
What? What does it smell like?
It smells like freshly baked cinnamon buns with garlic and vinegar sauce, but much more intense than you could ever expect.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. At least we know what those parasites are afraid of. Let's try to find what's secreting the smell.
Interesting. Let's move closer to it.
It's under attack. Is that smell coming from this plant?
It does have an intense odor that is similar to what I described earlier, but it is much less intense.
Maybe it isn't ripe yet.
That is possible. Or maybe it needs to be fermented.
Yeah, that would make sense too. I think we're getting closer. Let's keep searching. We can call this plant garlemonium from the scent.
Brilliant name, Ashley. No wonder you're a scientist.
I love working with you, Mr. Riggs. Please, never change. Look at that curiosity. It's got huge dangling eyes at the front, a lot of smaller eyes on all sides, and a huge gaping mouth at the bottom. This is probably the strangest creature that we've seen on this planet, or maybe even anywhere.
Indeed, Ashley. It is really difficult to say how all of its appendages fit in this ecosystem. It does not appear to be aggressive. I think I have it, Ashley. I know where that smell is coming from. I've marked the location on your map.
This is a very peculiar creature. It's an herbivore with a very fast metabolism and particularly strong digestive acids. It's completely harmless to us, but I'd love to gather more information about it. Oh, it looks like a colorful heap of toothpaste. Wait, is this what I... Thank you, Mr. Riggs. This substance has an unbelievably intense odor. No wonder the parasites hate it. But we'll need to gather more of it if we want to get rid of them from the entire tree.
Brilliant! I really feel like I was made for this job.
Stop complaining, Mr. Riggs. Nobody said we'd only be sniffing flowers. This excrement must have been produced by a large creature like the one with those dangling eyes that we met earlier.
I really like how you use the word product in this particular instance.
I was trying to avoid saying poo too much, but if you insist, we can call this creature a poogrit.
Ha!
Okay, how can we get more of this product?
Ashley, we can grab one of those garlemonian fruits with the gravity modulator and toss it to a poogret. It should try to eat it if it's close enough.
The wind is picking up speed. Loose objects are starting to fly.
Wind speed is at an exceptional high. Wind turbine efficiency is at maximum. Wind speed is returning back to typical values. Wind turbine efficiency returning to normal.
Okay, the Pugrit noticed the Garlemonium food. Ew, that's gross. Wow, that was some rapid digestion. Bring out your drilling arm, Mr. Riggs. We've got science to do. Okay, I think we need to collect a few more piles of the product, and we should be good.
The weather's changing. Wind is slowing down.
Wind has stopped. This will affect wind turbine power generation. strength. Wind turbine power production is returning to nominal levels.
This is it. I think we've got enough of the product to spray the entire mushroom tree. We can rift back to the fungal swamp outpost as soon as we're ready.
Wait a moment, Ashley. I think we missed something that you may consider interesting.
What is it?
My sensors are picking up an unusual energy emission in the middle of a flooded area. The energy signature is similar to the bioanomalies that we have been encountering from time to time. But this one appears to be larger, and they previously only appeared on dry land.
Yeah, that certainly sounds like something that is worth investigating. Let's go there.
I am picking up a strong energy emission nearby.
I see light coming from behind those rocks. Let's check that out.
It is a large bioanomaly, Ashley. Just as expected.
Wait. This is an obvious trap, Mr. Riggs. This place looks strange and deserted, and there's a huge treasure cache glowing red right in the middle. It's as obvious as it gets.
Well, do you not want to open it?
Duh, of course I do. Let's just get prepared before we do that. Somehow I feel that we might get surprised, even though we expect to be surprised.
Human logic. Warning! We have enemies coming in from all around us.
owners in that attack, including some very large ones. That was unusual.
This species appears to have higher intelligence than most creatures that we have encountered on this planet. Maybe they have intentionally prepared this trap.
I don't think so. They're not that smart, and I doubt they would have been aware that we were coming here. I think this bioanomaly must have served some special purpose to them. Maybe they were worshipping it, or maybe they were drawn to its energy.
We have seen similar bioanomalies in all parts of Galatea 37, but we still do not know what they really are. The things that they all share in common are that they appear to be much older than their surroundings, and that any attempt at opening them creates strong energy emissions that aggravate all creatures within a large distance.
Isn't this universal functionality strange? It would seem that these bioanomalies have the ability to control wildlife, and that they are using them as a protective mechanism.
A primordial organism that can control any sophisticated wildlife and appears in all parts of the globe? Sounds like a wild conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I agree that it's a far-fetched idea. Maybe someday we'll get to understand what's really behind this.
A new technology has been developed.
New
Research completed.
blueprints are available for crafting.